What I've got in front of me are all the components needed for making your own seed tapes. Khaled here with the Plant Charmer channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make your own seed tapes so you can actually reap the benefits without paying the expensive price of the store. Let's take a look quickly at what we have. It's very, very simple actually. For how simple it is, it's surprising it's that expensive. But it's very convenient once you have it. So a little bit of water, a little bit of flour. Now we're going to use equal parts flour and water. I'm going to have a toothpick here. I'm going to use one side for stirring the glue together. This, by the way, water plus flour equals glue. So one side is going to be for stirring, the other side is going to be for if I need to space out the seeds on my little seed tape a little better. Toilet paper, we use a 2-ply. Cheap toilet paper is actually perfect. It's even better. One, it's cheaper. Two, the plies are usually slim, so almost see-through slim. And so the seeds will have no problem germinating for that. So 2-ply, we're going to put that aside for now. We'll come back to that in a moment. Seed, of course. In this case, I'm going to use radish seed. That's something I'm going to do at the farm, sorry, for the first time. So because it's winter, we have a lot of spare time or free time, or we're not very busy at this time, especially with coronavirus and all that. So making seed tapes for the season ahead will actually give you a better garden that's better spaced with better results, and of course less work once you get in the garden. So for those of you who don't know, seed tape is basically a tape with seed at specific spacings, and you just unroll that in your garden and it makes a row. So so that's it. Let's get the camera a little closer. I'll show you guys how to do all of this. All right, so our first step is going to be making our glue. So we've got the flour here. We're going to put some water in there. Obviously, if you're not a baker, well, you should know that water is better when it's spread evenly around, especially if you use something like flour, which can get pretty thick pretty quick. Then take this here, start stirring the water in. And as you can see, we already have these thick globs of glue. So you don't want a glue that is wet because you don't want residual moisture to encourage the seed to germinate. You really just want something that's as dry as possible, but that you can actually manipulate and work with, and that the seed will stick to. So a couple more drops in here. All right, so we should be good. So if you guys look a little closer, you've got this. It's basically, you know, dough. So flour, water will give you that. Now let's put that aside for just a moment. Our toilet paper is here. So it has 2 plies. I'm not the best at separating the plies usually, so let's see how that goes. Oh, not bad. I think we've got it. No, that's what always happens. Like I think I've got it, and then I don't know, it plays magic tricks on me, and it turns out to be. All right, here we go. So just separate out your paper. The reason why we separate the paper like this is because it's unnecessary to have so much thickness for the seed tape to work. But more importantly, we don't want that paper to kind of hinder the seed as it tries to germinate. So because we're going to have to fold it over itself. So once you've got 2 folds like this, it's already, I mean, it's not thick, but we just want this to do its purpose of holding the seed at a specific spacing, and then we want it to disintegrate basically after that. So once you've got that here, you can just do this here. Take a little bit of glue, your little glue thingy here. And for example, if I were to plant radishes, well, I could put one little bead of glue here. I'll put, that glue might be a little thicker than you'd want, so maybe a little more liquid than this. But as long as you can manipulate it, it's not really hard. So another bead here. We've got another bead here. And another bead of glue right here. And so that will be the typical spacing that I would use for radishes. Now that might be a little more tight than you'd like, but I think you get the point. So once you've got that done, simply grab your seeds. Again, we're using radishes. Radishes are small seeds. It's pretty cool to be able to just get out there and take that little roll and just basically unravel it in your rows. In my case, it's going to be in gutters, and just water and walk away. So another advantage also is if you're sure your seed is covered. So it's got not only a layer of paper on there, but once you put it on the ground or in the gutters like I do, then you can actually see where you didn't cover with soil because the paper is white and soil is dark. So now if you want to put one or more seed per little bead of glue here, is going to be up to you. There's different schools of thought on that. I'm very much, I like very much the idea of saving seed and not having to thin out. So radishes like this that often will germinate at close to 100%. I don't personally see the point of putting multiple seeds per bead of glue. So I'm going to put one seed here. I've got one seed here. So basically one seed per spacing. We won't have to thin out that way. Maybe one, maybe two, maybe 5 radishes out of 100 are not going to germinate. But I think the extra work of thinning out is not paid back by those 5 radishes you get. So to each their own. I personally don't believe that. So everybody does what they like, but then you guys know why you should do one or not the other, or what will drive you to what decision. So once that's made, just simply fold it over itself. Now I'm making like a mini one here, so it's just to show you guys how it works. So press the little seed on the bead of glue. You guys can see them here through the paper, and that's it. That's what a seed tape is. At that point, for cool, space-efficient storage, you could just roll them on themselves like this. And there's not enough moisture in there for the seed to germinate, so it's just going to sit there until you get in the garden and just give it the right conditions for germination, which will be water, sun. That paper is thin. I mean, you can see the seed through it, and that is perfect because we just want it to disintegrate right away on contact with water. Now, let's say that would be our row. We just get in the garden here. Okay, I got my little roll, and that's it. You know, put that on there. You can put it on the opposite side if you rolled it and it's starting to curl on one side or the other. Put that there. Just put a little sprinkle of soil on top of that. Water it, and that's it. You're going to get perfect spacing. No fussing around with small seeds out in the field or out in the garden. All right, so that's it for today's lesson. There isn't much more to show you guys about that. Of course, you can use it with radishes. It's also typically used a lot with carrots. You can do it with lettuce seeds as well. You can even use pelleted lettuce seeds if you wanted to. So if you really want to push it to the extreme. So, but yeah, anything that's small seeds that's going to be super tough to manipulate, that the wind's going to blow away, right away. Oregano seed. Thyme seeds, such seeds come to mind. So go ahead, make all your seed tapes. You'll be ready for April. Again, my name is Khaled for the Plant Charmer channel. Subscribe, like it, share with your friends, keep it green, and I'll see you next time.